for.
Every day at midday, the LDR News Hour on Lake District Radio.
Now then, think of Cumbrian food and what immediately springs to mind. If your answer is an enormous coil of sausage, then think again, because quite frankly that shows a distinct lack of imagination these days. In fact, in recent years, Cumbria has become something of a foodie paradise, with a raft of Michelin-starred restaurants and an army of artisan producers creating wonderful and delicious things from locally sourced produce. Until now, all that's been missing, in fact, is a dedicated awards night to celebrate their achievements and their not unsubstantial contributions to Cumbria's economy. That was until last week, though, when the all-new Cumbria Food Awards were unveiled for just that purpose. And I'm delighted to be joined down the line this afternoon by one of the organisers of the awards, Michaela Robinson-Tate. Michaela, welcome to the LDR News Hour.
Good afternoon, Nick. Thank you for having me on.
You're welcome. And I might have done you a disservice there because you're not only one of the organisers of the Cumbria Food Awards, you're one of its co-creators.
That's right, Nick. Yes. Yeah. The Cumbria Food Awards is a brand new event. It's an independent event, and it's being organised by myself and Lindsay Malloy, who is an extremely talented designer. We're friends and former colleagues, and we've come up with this idea together. So
what was the genesis of the idea then? I mean, Cumbria, obviously, as I mentioned, is coming on a bit in terms of food. Did you think that this was required?
Yeah, I think that's right, Nick. We so Lindsay and I both work for ourselves, so we've got time to do this, and we've both been involved with lots of event organising in the past. Lindsay's a designer, as I mentioned. I'm a journalist, but the prompt for this particular event was really twofold. One, we wanted to recognise all the excellence that there is in Cumbria. I mean, you mentioned Michelin stars. Cumbria has more Michelin stars than any county outside London, wow. which is astonishing. Yeah. And the producers that we have, we've got a long history of excellent food and drink production. The producers that we have really are world class. We have the most amazing independent breweries. We have all sorts of spirit makers now. That's increasingly taken off. So we wanted to give the industry recognition really for everything that they do, and they support thousands and thousands of jobs and provide a huge economic boost for the county. But we also wanted to really just do something for them at the end of this, well, hopefully the end of what's been a very difficult time. And we've all heard about we all know about the restrictions in the hospitality industry that's hit pubs and restaurants so hard, and also the recruitment problems. So we wanted really to give them an opportunity to have a big party and celebrate and have a bit of a boost. And also our venue and host for the awards, Kendall College, is one of the leading hospitality training and food and drink training colleges in the country. So we thought it would be great to team up with them and for the young people to cook the awards dinner and then serve it to some of the top industry people in the county. So it's a virtuous circle and a win-win, hopefully. It's
a brilliant idea. Now, you mentioned just before something I didn't realise about the Michelin stars, that Cumbria has got more outside than, well, London has got more, but not by many. Why do you think that is? What is it about Cumbria that sort of attracts such excellence?
I think we've got, as I mentioned, a long tradition of excellent food production. We've obviously got a healthy visitor economy, so we've got a lot of people coming to the county each year. And then I think also we've got a tradition of fantastic chefs, going back to John Tovey, the likes of John Tovey at Miller Howe, and the team at Sharrow Bay. And now in recent years, Simon Rogan at Cartmel has led the way. And I think when you get fantastic chefs doing amazing work, it acts as a catalyst in the rest of the county, and people aspire to greatness, and they get better in turn. So
yeah, I mean, you've been a food writer for a number of years, and presumably you've seen this sort of sea change which has occurred in recent years, certainly with the artisan producers, that there's a lot more of them about now.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that goes back to, I'm old enough to have reported on the horrible foot and mouth outbreak in 2001. And I think a lot of it goes back to post foot and mouth and the recovery that took place after that. And people wanting to support local food and support local producers. And I think we've seen a similar thing through the pandemic, put my teeth back in, the pandemic, people really appreciating the local shops and stores and producers that have come through for them, and now wanting to continue to give them their business. So again, I think there's a supply and demand thing there. So as we support our local producers, they can have the confidence and the wherewithal to do more.
And I mean, I'm betraying my age now as well, but it strikes me that there's a lot of young people involved in the industry now, you know, sort of just taking a punt, doing what they like to do. I'm thinking of the two lads who do the muesli. You've got Bruce and Luke up here in Carlisle, who are doing their own thing. There's people all over the county who are just saying, right, okay, I'm going to do this. I mean, that's new, and that's also encouraging, I think.
Yeah, I think that's right, Nick. And we will have among the categories, which would include things like cafes and restaurants and chefs, we will have a category that recognises those young people, because they're really the future, aren't they? Without that next sort of level of producers, chefs, front of house stars coming up, we won't have longevity in the industry. So we really need to encourage that.
So let's talk about the awards themselves. And you've sort of hinted that there's going to be a number of categories. How many categories are there going to be?
There'll be about approximately a dozen. Plus, we'll have some special surprise awards on the evening. Entries will open in the autumn, so people can keep an eye on our website and social media to see how to enter. We'll be inviting people to enter themselves, and also to nominate their favourite restaurant or cafe. And we've had some tremendous support already for what we're doing. Our media partner for the event is Cumbria Crack, which is a hugely popular news website.
Yeah.
Booths, who have a fantastic reputation as our local northern independent grocer, are supplying the food for the awards evening, which the students will cook. We've already got sponsors on board, such as Lakes Cottages, and we're looking for more sponsors so people can help us. And the more people get involved, whether that's sponsoring us or nominating, it'll just all add to the evening. And we think the whole evening will be a sort of star-spangled real party and real celebration.
I mean, I've looked online, and it's the support you seem to be getting is terrific. Everybody seems to be well in favour of it.
It's really encouraging. Yeah, we're really delighted, and we just hope that continues, because we're not doing this as a money-making venture. We're doing this for the sheer joy of doing it, and also because we can. Lindsay and I have got the skills together to do it, but because we really believe we're local business women, and we really believe in supporting other business people in Cumbria, and want to play our part in that. So yeah, we'd like everybody to get behind us if they would, and support us. So
the awards are on in March the 3rd, is that right?
Thursday, March the 3rd, 2022. Yep, that's right.
Seems a long way, but it's not.
It does seem a long way, but these things have a habit of coming around quickly. And as I say, we want to get more sponsors on board as soon as possible, and then give them the opportunity so we can give them the publicity and shine a light on them. And,
so what's the website, Michaela? Where can we find out all the details?
It is cumbriafoodawards.co.uk, and we have Twitter and Facebook and Instagram, and you can look on LinkedIn, all the social media and digital.
You're well covered. You've got everything covered
that you need. Yeah.
Michaela, lovely to speak to you. Thanks very much, and all the best with the awards.